3, yeah. Dripping off my chin, there's silver in my nightmares again and again. Cold, cold body, all broke down with the lust for this whole town. I know, such a lonely sight. Color red inside our veins, driving us to the edge and the other side of insane. Dark and cloud rains on me, clothes are wet, but I still see you there in the lightning mist. Love runs from me every time. Your heart of gold petrifies me with your smile. You are my summer snow. Woo! I keep waking from this same dream. Sweaty clothes all alone, there's red on my teeth. My eyes, darkness stays, frozen rain in August as I know. Such a lonely sight. Love runs from me every time. Your heart of gold petrifies me with your smile. You are my summer, summer, summer snow. Woo!
Welcome to the University of Findlay's Art and Culture Show. I am Sharinda, and we were treated with some amazing live music to open the show today from the band Dawson Hollow. Welcome to the set.
Thanks for having us on.
Stoked
to be here.
We are excited to have you here, and that talent, oh my gosh. I love harmony, but when you get multiple layers with the voices, it was so hard for me not to just jump in there with you. So
should have next time.
Great job.
Next time.
And the title of that song is Summer Snow.
Yes, ma'am.
So
yes.
that was perfect.
Yes. Yes.
Because I'm dreaming of a warm summer, as snow may be all around.
That's
but
right.
how did you come up with that name? Because this is a new single.
Yes.
It was just released in January, correct?
We just dropped 2 singles. This one was actually dropped this last July.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But it's kind of funny because this tour, we've been in Florida and then now we're in Ohio, and we literally saw both sides of it.
Yeah,
we saw the summer and we saw the snow.
And it was at times of the year where it's not summer everywhere.
Yes, exactly.
So, and
exactly.
you talked about tour. We're going to jump all over the place because
Okay.
you are such an exciting group of individuals as well as a band. So let's go to that tour.
Okay.
You're on a national tour right now,
Yeah.
and I was checking out your travel itinerary before we came to set, and you are doing a lot in the Midwest.
Yeah.
But you've also been up in the Northeast, New York. New
Yep.
York.
New York,
Yes.
that's right. So this is kind
And-
of our first time. We did East Coast tour for the first time this last year,
Okay.
and then we're kind of doing it again. So we did Florida, North Carolina, stopped in Virginia. It's just like taking in all the beauty on the way up. Yeah.
Great. And home originally was in the heart of the United States,
Yes.
the heartland,
The
the
Ozark
Midwest.
Mountains.
Yes,
Yep,
the Ozarks.
Missouri.
So where in Missouri is home?
So right now we're in Lebanon, Missouri,
Okay.
but we grew up
I
in
know it
this
well.
teeny tiny community called Dawson, which is actually where we get the name for the band. And so we lived there for several years, and then we moved to Lebanon. But we got family all over the Ozarks and Branson and Springfield and all over the place.
Just a little fun fact. I went to college in Springfield,
Oh.
so I know the city well.
Yes,
And
yes.
then when I was in college, I sang backup for Dino Carcinakis in
Okay.
Branson on the weekends.
Nice.
That's
so
awesome.
there's a little bit of a connection
That's
for
Oh yeah,
us.
oh yeah,
Fun, huh?
yeah.
I've seen
So-
Dino a couple
Small
times.
world.
Oh yeah, he's such a nice guy. But that's not why we're here. So let's get back to Dawson Hollow. So Ben, you're the
Yes.
one that is answering a lot of these questions. You're the lead singer.
Yep.
And what else are your roles within this band?
Yeah, so it's been a really fun journey, like everybody kind of finding their roles, because we're all family, so all of us are siblings. So we grew up doing this, and I'm not the oldest. So we kind of, at first, Rachel sang most of the songs, and then we all started writing our own songs, and just kind of the way it all landed. So I'd say my role is kind of like, there's a point where we were kind of transitioning into this new music.
Sure.
And I went to this concert, and I saw this guy jumping around, leading people, and like telling stories and getting people to like jump around, and just like he like led these people to incredible places. And I was like,
A journey.
that's what I'm made to do. I want to do that.
Awesome.
So I called Rachel the next day. I was like, hey, this is what I'm feeling. I feel like I'm kind of called to step up. And she's like, that's awesome. I really feel like I want to step back and just kind of like fill in like the gaps with the music side of it. But yeah.
Very cool. And so the band, your siblings,
Yes.
what was it like growing up with, we have 4 brothers on set, but there's 5 brothers plus yourself, correct?
This is all of us.
Okay.
We do tour with our cousin.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
he fills in all those, like, the social
He's
media.
pretty much
He's
our
like
brother.
the brother.
Pretty much our brother.
He's literally
He's
our
adopted
sixth
brother.
member.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. Okay.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what is that like?
Well, I think that God knew I would kill a sister. So he didn't give me one. So it's okay. I'm the oldest, so I get to like have my way if I want it, but I try not to abuse that. But no, it's fine. I like it.
The queen bee's happy, everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
That's well, and
Yeah.
you prepared them for marriage.
Yes.
Happy wife, happy life. Queen bee got
Yep.
them started and trained. So
That's right.
God knew what He was
Yeah.
doing, right,
He
Ben?
did. That's right.
Okay, so Rachel, what is your role in Dawson Hollow?
I do a lot of the business side of things, all the numbers, the tracking. I'm the navigator and kind of like a tour manager. Yeah.
and you're great with the communication side of things.
Try to. I'm learning.
Yeah,
I'm learning
yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
Well, and people see the performance and they go, oh, I want to do that. But they don't realize you're your own enterprise. You're not just playing music, writing music, practicing, driving each other nuts that way. But you have to market. What else do you have to do? You have to
and like culture has shifted musically a lot.
Yes.
It's not just make an album. You have all the digital online stuff. You have all your social media presence. And then there's so many avenues of way to get your music out there, and it's a lot to try to keep up with.
Well, and just going to a concert. I mean, you're on national tour right now, so every venue you're headed to.
Yeah, there's a lot of advancing contracts, organizing
promotion,
finding out what they want, making sure you're ready. Sound-wise, making sure everyone's coordinated, lodging, food, clothes, laundry, all of that.
It's
Fun
a lot.
stuff.
Yeah.
So then let's go to the back, and we have John. John, what instrument do you play?
Bass.
The one we couldn't get in here.
Yeah. And in addition to bass, I know you like hot noodles.
It's true. It's true.
People can go to social media and find out how much you enjoy hot noodles, correct?
Yep.
Look, his face is turning red thinking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
them. Yeah, and the eyes are starting to water. I love it. So within the band, what are your roles besides hot noodles?
It's hard to pick one. I like to keep my family laughing, intentionally and unintentionally.
Well, it's good when you can laugh at ourselves
Yeah.
or at one person. It helps to de-stress sometimes,
Oh
correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely help them with that.
Good.
And I also participate a little bit in the aesthetic of DH, a little bit of the art as well. But
Wonderful.
yeah.
And DH is Dawson Hollow for
Yes.
our viewers that are just getting to know you. So do you also do some of the vocals? I noticed in the opening there
yeah,
that
a
you
little
were
bit.
doing a little bit of the harmonizing and filling in
Some of the background, yes.
Yeah, so great. And then we have Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle. Does Kyle look old enough to be married for 12 years?
Almost 12.
Almost, so yeah, now I just can't believe that. That's so cool. And I'm so thrilled for you and your family because on the road, that's very hard to do, to keep a family together on the road, but then to have a family that's waiting for your arrival and having
My wife
to be
is
flexible.
a superhero. We have three children, and she's a superhero.
And the flexibility, because basically it's boot camp at home and on the road for you, because I'm sure you get very lonely for them.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's great that you guys are able to coordinate so that you have that timeline. You're close enough that you can get to home when you need to.
Yep. Yeah, we try to arrange our tours in a way that we're out and we work hard, and then we can go home and enjoy our families.
And that's wonderful.
Yep.
Because you're not the only one married. There's 3 of you that are married that are doing that. So kudos to you. And kudos to the family members at home supporting you. That's a huge gift.
They're awesome.
Oh, yeah.
They really are.
So in this band, what are your roles?
I do. I'm the fiddle player in the band, and I do a lot of harmony vocals as well. When we get to a show, I figure out the sound. How are we going to make this work? And I can dial in the sound equipment and everything before I hand the iPad off to my sound guy Luke. I make sure everything's good. I run our monitor rig as well, and I do probably 50 to 80% of the driving, depending on the tour. And make sure that the van and trailer is ready to go for the trip, and keeps me pretty busy.
Yeah. Wonderful. Now, the monitor you were referring to,
Yes.
could you describe that a little bit for our viewing
Sure,
audience
yeah,
that
we use-
only sees a band out front and doesn't know what's going on behind the scenes?
Sure.
maybe
So
as much?
sometimes you'll see a band and everybody's got looks like some fancy earbuds in their ears, and we use in-ears, and everybody has their own mix, and it's just my job to make sure that everybody's in-ears and their body pack and everything is connected, synced up, ready to go. And if they have any problems, I can help them solve those. And it saves our ears because
Sure.
Aaron plays drums really loud. And that's
And it keeps
What
us in
that is.
time and pitch so you
Sure,
can hear each
sure.
other.
yeah.
Otherwise, here's off another atmosphere. And you're like, what are you doing over there?
Keeps us tight.
Good. And then we have Aaron, our Blimpie boy. Yeah.
I've actually never eaten at a Blimpie, so I feel like a poser, but I found a t-shirt.
Thrift store find.
Well, it's colorful and it's happy and
It
it's
is,
perfect
yes.
for summer snow.
There you go.
Yeah, and it fits my personality.
Okay.
That's
Colorful?
Yes,
Yes.
and Blimpie.
So what is your role in Dawson Hollow?
I play drums. I do a lot of the guitar work and stuff, and I produce aspects of the song, and just I'm a melody guy. If something seems boring to me, I'll be like, "Hey, try this," and it's just my goal to make sure what our music comes out as tasty and as accessible as possible without just selling out to the radio format and all
Sure.
that stuff, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat and potatoes to your music.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And try to like stir it up into a stew.
Yeah.
Carrots, all the things. And I do a lot of the videography work that we do, whether it's just like that noodle video. I threw that together, and then we came out with 2 music videos in the past like month and a half, and I edited both of those together, and then a lot of like the audio work for our demos. Like we're working on some new songs. We record them at our house and just kind of work on them, and then we go to a real studio. But yeah, that's basically my roles and things. So.
And everyone is saying it so humbly and basically, but without one of you, it would not be Dawson Hollow. You all definitely have 110%. You're investing with your own special gifts, which makes such an amazing sound. So I'm glad you brought up the videos, because we were joking about the spicy noodles, and that is on their website. We're going to talk about how you can connect with Dawson Hollow in a minute socially, but the video for Summer Snow, it's a very interesting concept. And the one thing that this health and safety side of me, because I used to work for the American Red Cross, I was like,
You're like, what is he doing?
I was like, why are they burning that chair? Because it has a very high flame retardant value. It's not going up. That's a good, expensive chair.
Art.
That is true, but there is a backstory to the chair.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is.
Part of the fun is like leaving it vague and like it's open to interpretation kind of thing. But part of it is like literally we're like, hey, we have this chair. We don't need any more. Let's video it and burn it and turn it into art.
And you have no idea it's coming at the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
You're
It's
just like,
very
what's going on?
artistic. So how many cameras did you use to shoot that?
We just used one for that one.
Yeah.
And then we edited
Just change the different angles.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
was it on a tripod, or did you mostly
Yeah. I
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just one shot on tripod, and it was our behind the scenes guy, Luke. He's just like, okay, I guess jump over the chair now, plank on the chair. Well, let's see, what else have we not done? So we're just like, let's do the most random stuff, and we didn't know what it was going to be for at the time, which is
Right.
hilarious.
Oh, so you were just doing
we
this for-
actually this was before we had written the song, which is kind of
Okay,
funny. Well, it was in progress. But we did a bunch of videoing. We're like, we're not sure what we're going to use this for, but
it will be used.
It will be something.
Yes.
So then it ended up being like perfect for the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Luke found the chair on the side of a road or at a thrift store and tried to adopt it into the home. But it
think
smelled
it-
terrible.
It didn't smell too
So
good.
it had to
There was a
So it had to be
reason
used
why.
for
Had to
something.
go.
Something
it was on
good.
the side of the road.
That's
Yes,
right.
there was.
Yeah.
Some
But-
other videos and stuff that we
Yeah.
just released. We released a song called Tomorrow, and the music video for that. My mom had gathered up a whole bunch of 6 millimeter?
What's-
8 millimeter.
8 mm films and
Okay.
stuff back from the mid 60s to mid 70s that my grandfather and grandmother had taken, and they basically filmed
everything.
so many
Yeah.
special,
Yeah.
incredible moments. And so we went through and we told the story of Grandpa as just being a single dude, kind of a dweeb, and then he meets my grandma, and then they have kids and just kind of like their life. And we were able to tell the story with all these old, real films. Like in the editing process, I didn't touch the film the way it looked at all. It had
gave
that
itself
natural,
to
it
you.
had that
Yeah.
retro vibe.
What a gift.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So that was really cool. And then the next music video that we released for a song called Window Pane. I don't know if you watched it because there are a lot of places in Springfield that we filmed at.
I have not.
You have to
had a
check
chance
it
to
out.
go
should go
She'd be
check
like,
it out.
I know that
Yeah.
spot.
A
I
A
know
whole bunch
that
of
spot.
stuff downtown, streets, random
And it's changed
things.
so much
I know,
since,
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
since I was there. But there are still parts of it that are recognizable
Yeah.
historically. So yeah, I will definitely check that
Yeah.
out.
And in that one, we're just a whole bunch of dweebs, just
Being ourselves.
being
Being
ourselves.
goofballs.
So,
Yeah.
being
With
blimpy.
that first video, it's all this old footage. So we had just finished it, or it was like the last draft, and we get together for Christmas with all of our family, and we put it up on the big screen.
So that was
so
a
all of our
gift to
aunts and
them.
uncles are there who are like in the film,
how
and
cool.
it like the music like fades at the end, and like we turn the lights off, and everyone's just just like sniffling all over the room. It was
What
beautiful.
a special gift.
It was cool. It was really
Very cool.
Yeah.
I can imagine that. So yeah.
So that's a big part of I think just naturally, just from the family and the heritage, there's a lot of like nodding to the past, nodding to where we came from. So even the name Dawson Hollow, where we came from. And then on the album of our debut record, there's a little boy.
Yes.
That's our grandfather.
Okay.
And it was taken in Dawson. So it's all about like kind of remembering, like no matter where we go, it's like remember where we came from and remember what's important.
Heritage.
So we just love that kind of stuff. We love
Sure.
it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, there is a song that we had the opportunity to hear you play last year down in Florida.
Okay.
You were in concert down there, and I am so sorry. I know Wolf.
It's a Lonesome Wolf?
Yeah,
Lonesome
Lonesome
Wolf.
Wolf.
I was afraid Lonesome was wrong. So that is such an empowering song. And the way
Yeah.
you did that video was so cool.
Yeah.
With all the different people and all the different looks. And tell me a little bit about the story of Lonesome Wolf, what that
Yeah.
song means.
Yeah.
Because it was, for where I was in life when I heard that for the first time, and I'm going to try to keep it together here. Unfortunately, I've had to say goodbye to a lot of people before it was their time. And for some of them, it was suicide. For some of them, it was unexpected accidents. And for some of them, it was unexpected diagnosis of health. And so when I heard that for the first time, I could resonate with it because we have a persona we have to give the world, and we have a profession that we have to report to, and we have to do our job. And within my job, I serve others a lot. And so I was struggling with finding a place where I felt like someone else understood what I was internally going through and that pain. And when that song was played and the way it was given to the audience, I cried outwardly because the lights were off, because I felt like you were giving me a hug with that song for where I was in my life at that time. And I knew it was okay. Somebody else had been through something, had gone through it, they were getting through it. And then when I watched the video and I saw all of those beautiful eyes and all of those different people, again, it hugged me. So is that just my interpretation, or was that the goal with that song?
Yeah, so the backstory to that, so if we go way back, our mom was a music teacher and our dad loved music. So our mom taught us how to play music, and then our dad taught us why to play music. So he instilled in us early that music has power, and you can use it for negative or you can use it for hope. And when I sat down, I had this concept for this song, and I didn't know what it was going to be, but I wanted to write the most vulnerable place I could write from. And I needed a metaphor, like how can I write from this place, but with a place of confidence, saying like, we're gonna be fine, we're gonna get through this. And I was dating my wife, I was dating her at the time, and she was going to school in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and their mascot is the Red Wolves. I literally looked out the window and I saw the mascot for the wolf. I was like, wolf, lone wolves, lonesome wolves. What could this look like? And it kind of went from there. And we always try to write the songs together. So whoever has the idea brings it, and then everybody brings their own ideas. So we brought it to the band and was like, exactly what your response was our whole intention. So that like fills us up, knowing that like it did what we were wanting to do. Is like everybody has their own story, and a lot of people aren't seen. And I think that's what's so powerful about music is you can be seen. This sounds weird. You can be seen by a song in a way that nothing else can do.
And no one else will stop.
Yeah.
If it's, there's different medias for different things, but for a song, I totally agree. You can be seen, but you don't have to be focused to be seen. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can plug your own story into
Right.
it, and
Yeah.
it's like, it makes sense.
Just this aha moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for
Yeah.
that song.
Thank you for sharing that. We
Oh, you're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I
Yeah.
had a friend in Lebanon, he produced that one. And he heard the song and he had that vision for all the faces. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
see like everyone's story for half a second. Like,
Yep,
just through their eyes.
exactly. And you can see some of them where they're at in their journey,
Yeah.
but they're not giving up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's crazy is a lot of those were our friends and some of them family,
Yeah.
and we knew their
You know
stories.
their stories,
We
yes.
knew like exactly what they were walking
Yes.
through right then, and it's like, man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
people don't know, but
Yeah.
people who know them, it's like there's a whole other weight to it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what a gift for them to be a part of that. Because just as much as it was cathartic for me, where they're at in their journeys, being given the gift of being a part of artwork, but also being able to maybe forgive or maybe release or maybe take that next breath and know they're okay. I mean, you gave them a wonderful gift also, including them. So
Yeah.
that's very special. Obviously, Dawson Hollow is not your typical band. And we've been talking about all these videos. Why don't we talk about social media and
Yeah.
how people can connect? Because you are easily accessible.
Yeah.
So who's our media person?
So actually, our behind the scenes guy does most of our media, but we
Yeah.
kind of all speak into it.
Yeah.
But probably our favorite platform is Instagram. That just because you can post the cool art stuff, but in the stories you can be a total goofball. So Dawson Hollow on Instagram, and then Spotify. We love just like getting as much music out as we can. Then YouTube. Really, we're pretty much
Yeah,
on
you
anything.
can
Am I
find
missing
us
anything?
on Facebook. We have a lot on there. We post our schedule a lot. Our website's dawsonhollow.com. And then
And that's where people can
They can
see
see our
where your
schedule
schedule
and
is
all the
and
things.
where you're
Yes.
playing close to them so they can come out and
Yeah.
enjoy you live. Because
Yes.
as much fun as you are on social media, just that in person, it's just even more special.
That's our
That's
favorite
so
place.
right.
The stage and like there's something about listening to music and it's great, but being in the same room with that artist, it's like live. Seeing some of our heroes is like some of our favorite memories. So we want to do that for others, you know.
And so who are some of your heroes?
Oh man,
Ooh.
probably like everybody's got their own taste,
Right.
but I think we can all unify and say that the Avery brothers
Okay.
are some of our favorites.
influence.
Okay.
Who else we got? Colony House.
Yes.
Need to Breathe.
We've
Lord
recently
Huron.
been listening to Coin and Dayglow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Super great.
Yeah.
Super great. Do you have something?
That's the two I was going to mention.
Well, this is what's so fun with siblings. We could literally have 5 different bands.
Oh yeah.
If each of us were lead singers, we could literally have a electronic band and a country folk band and a 70s, I don't even know. So it's like everybody has their own like slant and taste on things, but when we all come together, that's what makes it uniquely Dawson Hollow, and that's what's so fun.
Yeah.
But
Well, thank you so much for being here on set today, taking time out of your schedule. When I heard you last year, for just a few minutes, I had the opportunity to listen. I was excited when I found out you were coming this direction so we could book this interview. What a treat for me.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your live music with our watching audience. And could I impose and ask that you maybe play one more song?
we'll think about it. Okay. Sure. All right. Twist our arm.
So thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Art and Culture Show. And we're going to close the show out with Dawson Hollow. Be well.
I'm standing in a hollow, up ahead all the roads. Which to follow? Which one takes me back home?
In my head there's a timeline of how it's gonna play out. Used to think I cracked the code, I know differently now. I was thinking that the sky might fall. Now I'm learning it don't worry at all.
I wanna
Run and go up the hills and roads. I wanna paint the town with love. So let the sunset stare back at us. Girl, I wanna take a dare. All right.
brothers are with me. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Where are you, baby? Where's my mystery girl?
In my pocket there's a picture of my darling and me. Oh, we used to be strangers. Now she's sweet on me. Don't you think it's funny that when you worry about the money, life just fades away? Time becomes a paycheck, joy and all of his friends are rejects. Love is a castaway. Romance ain't got time nor chance when you're stressing about finances. Romance ain't got time nor chance when you're stressing about finances. Don't you think it's funny that when you worry about the money, life just fades away? Time becomes a paycheck, joy and all of his friends are rejects. Love's a castaway. I was thinking that the sky might fall. Woo! Now I'm learning, don't worry at all.
I wanna
Burn and go up the hills and roads. I wanna paint the town with so let the sunset stare back at us. Girl, I wanna take a dare
and dance with you.
I'm standing in a hollow up at all the roads. Dawson's in the rearview mirror. We're trying to find a way home.
Where are you, baby? I know where I stand. I wanna be where you are, so I can take your hand.
Oh, what's gonna happen?
Only time will tell.
Oh, we'll keep on moving on, and all will be well.